Alright, YouTube, I know it's been a while since I've done a vlog, but what I did here today, I'm going to kind of just walk you through a little bit. But I did the 250th annual military ball for the Indian Company out of, I think, Gray, Tennessee, but I did it in Kingsport, Tennessee. But essentially right here, what you'll see is just a time lapse of me setting everything up. And then I'm going to take you through the formal event where I had to play music for their formalities, and then kind of just highlight some of the dance time, like when they have fun, just doing like fun dancing and things like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for honors to the company commander. The guest of honor remain standing for march on with the colors, the national anthem, and the entry of the traditional birthday cake. On November 1st, 1921, John A. Lindbergh, 13th Colorado Marine Corps, directed that our reminder of the honorable service of the Corps be published by every command to all remain throughout the world on the birthday of our Corps. And that day, the men and women of our Corps have continued to distinguish themselves on many battlefields and foreign shores, in war and in peace. On this birthday of the Corps, therefore, in recognition of the will of the 13th Combat, a reminder of the Corps' honorable service is published as follows.
On November 10, 1775, the Corps of Marines was created by resolution of Continental Congress. Since that date, many thousand men have borne the name Marine. In memory of them, it is fitting that we who are Marines should commemorate the birthday of our Corps by calling to mind the glories of this long and illustrious history. The record of our Corps is one which will bear comparison with that of the most famous military organizations in the world's history. During 90 of the 146 years of its existence, the Marine Corps has been in action against the nation's foes. From the Battle of Trenton to the Argonne, Marines have won foremost honors in war, and in the long eras of tranquility at home, generation after generation of Marines have grown brave in war in both hemispheres and in every corner of the seven seas that our country and its citizens might enjoy peace and security. In every battle and skirmish since the birth of our Corps, Marines have acquitted themselves with the greatest distinction, winning new honors on each occasion until the term Marine has come to signify all that is highest in military efficiency and soldierly virtue. This high name of distinction and soldierly repute we who are Marines today have received from those who preceded us in the Corps. With it, we have also received from them the eternal spirit which has animated our Corps from generation to generation and has been the distinguishing mark of the Marines in every age. So long as that spirit continues to flourish, Marines will be found equal to every emergency in the future as they have been in the past. And the men of our nation will regard us as worthy successors to a long line of illustrious men who have served us as soldiers of the sea since the founding of the Corps.
The next certificate is given to the oldest and youngest Marines present, symbolizing experience and wisdom and the youthful spirit that all hallmarks of our Marine Corps. The oldest Marine present is First Sergeant Zachary R. Smith. He was born on July 10, 1984, in Indianapolis, Indiana. He enlisted in the Marine Corps on February 24, 2008. He is currently assigned to India Company as the company first sergeant. The passing of the cake from oldest to youngest Marine symbolizes the passing of history and tradition to the next generation. The youngest Marine is PSC Fernando D. Castillo Herrera. He was born on July 2, 2006, in Roma, Virginia. He enlisted in the Marine Corps on February 18, 2025. He is currently assigned to India Company as a rifleman. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the retiring of the colors and march off into the official flag, which will be followed by the makers away in the Marines.
Detail, attention! Present! Sword! Forward, march!
How we doing, Tomahawk? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Indian Company and 3rd Battalion, 25th Marines, welcome to the 250th United States Marine Corps birthday ball at the Meadowview Resort here in beautiful Northeast Tennessee. We have so many people to thank and recognize tonight. First, to the staff at the Meadowview, thank you for hosting us tonight, and thank you for your support with countless items of coordination. Please give them a hand. To the ball committee and the Marines at the ceremony, thank you for your hard work and dedication, which is abundantly evident in the precision of the ceremony. Give it one. To our distinguished guests and visitors from the local community, thank you for being here. It's wonderful to dine with you, and we appreciate your support so much. Do we have any veterans of India Company and our predecessor units, Hotel 324 and Lima 324? If so, please stand. Welcome back, gentlemen. It is an honor to celebrate with you tonight. I want to especially recognize and thank 5 individuals who went far above and beyond to sponsor Marines to pay for their tickets tonight. I want to especially recognize Mr. Kirk Hayes, Chief Warrant Officer Reagan, Command Sergeant Major Lee Sword, Major Steve Bickford, and Colonel Henry Reyes. Please give them a round of applause. Do we have any parents of India Company Marines present? If so, stand. Come on, another few more. Thank you for raising your sons to be honorable, courageous, and committed young men. Do we have, I'm not going to make you all stand up, do we have any wives and spouses of India Company Marines? No need to stand. You can raise your hand. Thank you for supporting your Marine and being so understanding of unexpected changes we sometimes have to deal with. I'm convinced that the toughest job in the military is being the spouse of a service member. And though we only get a taste of it here in the reserves compared to active duty, your sacrifices are amazing and greatly appreciated. Please give the spouses a round of applause. And for girlfriends and other dates, thank you also for being here. If you're looking at your Marine who's dressed blues and trying to picture a life together with them, you're thinking in the right direction. And finally, for the Marines and sailors of India 2025, hoorah, Tomahawk! We have had a challenging and disruptive year. We drilled in a snowstorm in January. An ice storm forced us to change our February training plan last minute. A tornado forced us to change our April training plan last minute. Our trip to the Middle East in June was called off when our nation destroyed Iran's nuclear program the same week we were supposed to leave. We had to scramble to shift annual training to August in Quantico on very short notice. And now the prolonged government shutdown has forced us to cancel our October drill. Through it all, members of India 325 have been adaptable and resilient to an extreme. You've maintained high morale and never compromised your warrior spirit. I have had the privilege to serve for 14 years so far across 4 continents, and in that time, I have never served with a finer group of warriors than this one. But we stand on the shoulders of the giants who've gone before us. Marines from this company fought in World War II in the battles of Kwajalein, Saipan, Tinian, and Iwo Jima. Served in Cold War operations in Norway, Canada, and Honduras, and saw combat in Iraq and Afghanistan, in Operation Iraqi Freedom and Operation Enduring Freedom. And now, it's a dangerous time in the world. America's adversaries are growing in power, threatening our friends and allies, and increasingly challenging our own nation across the globe. But by wearing this uniform and training hard every drill throughout the year, you help hold the line against those who would wish us harm, by making them think twice about getting tangled with the US of A. And should we have to fight to defend our nation, you give the American people confidence that we will prevail. So Marines and sailors of Tomahawk Company, thank you and happy 250th birthday. Now, without further ado, it's my great pleasure to introduce tonight's guest of honor. Major Keith Thompson enlisted in the U.S. Marine Corps in 1955. After completing boot camp in San Diego and advanced infantry training at Camp Pendleton, California, he served 2 13-month tours on Okinawa with the 3rd Marine Division in both the 9th and 3rd Marine Regiments. He then held duty assignments with the Guard Company and Military Police Detachment at the Marine Corps Supply Depot in Barstow, and served as a marksmanship instructor at Parris Island. Commissioned as an officer in 1960, Major Thompson served as Executive Officer of the Marine Detachment aboard the cruiser USS Providence, Platoon Commander with 5th Marines at Camp Pendleton, and Guard Officer at the Naval Ammunition Depot in Lualua, Hawaii. In 1964, he was a member of the elite Marine Corps Rifle and Pistol Team with Marine Corps Sniper Grade Carlos Hathcock. Major Thompson later served as Company Commander of Alpha Company and Assistant Operations Officer in 1st Battalion, 4th Marines during his combat tour in Vietnam. All right. Throughout his career, he held numerous command and staff positions both overseas and stateside, retiring honorably in 1979. His personal decorations include the Bronze Star Medal with Combat V device for valor, the Purple Heart, Navy Achievement Medal, and the Combat Action Ribbon. He's also a graduate of the Marine Corps Command and Staff College and earned a Bachelor of Arts from Pepperdine University. Since retirement, Major Thompson has been an active member of the local Marine Corps League detachment, where he served as judge advocate for 3 years. He's also been a VA voluntary service representative for over a decade and is currently finishing his third 3-year term on the Tennessee State Veterans Home Board. Major Thompson holds memberships with the American Legion, the VFW, the DAV, the VVA, and the MOAA. He's been married to his loving wife for 63 years. Together they have raised 3 children and are proud grandparents to 10 grandchildren and 1 great-grandchild. Please join me in a round of applause for tonight's guest of honor, Major Keith Thompson.
Chief County Works. Well, after the video, the Commandant's remarks, Major Martian's remarks, my bio, it's taken all my brief remarks. I've been checking my page and maybe something that I've been missed.
Aye, sir.
As the Major said, I started my Marine Corps journey in 1955. And there's never been a day going by when I've been sorry that I did. I was promised excitement and adventure. I got both. Sometimes the excitement was a little bit more than I'd hoped for, but they had promised me a road to Oregon. The longer you serve in the Marine Corps, the more you get used to, or you understand the very special force that you belong to. They have a reputation for doing more with less and doing it better. Who's called first when there's trouble? Who guards the President's White House? Who guards Camp David? How about the embassies around the world? Who flies the President around in the helicopter? U.S. Marines. Who guards the streets of heaven? I think I saw that in the Bible, the Mary song. I guess this is directed more at the younger Marines in the area, in the audience. If you decide to leave the active service and go civilian, grow a beard, get to look like a raggedy Delta Force guy, if that's your thing, the women Marines are going to have to find another way of showing their individuality. But you're still going to be, you're still a Marine. And people expect more from you. And if the situation arises, you need to stand up.
2001, the attacks of New York City Pentagon, they happened. I re-enlisted with this unit. We went on to deploy in Iraq in 2004. Many of my brothers are here tonight. It was that same year I received a phone call from someone I didn't know. His father
and passed away. First Sergeant Irwin B. Fields, recon Marine from 2 tours in Vietnam, had one request. He had gotten my name from someone. I need help fixing my father's uniform, his medals, awards, his badges, his ribbons, and I was honored to do so. They're here tonight to honor another Marine for the backstory of this, of Kirk Carrier, whom First Sergeant Fields' son worked with and told him about this story. He was worried his father's dress blues wouldn't fit, and I can attest to that you grow a little bit and you don't fit in those dress blues that you're issued once you graduate boot camp. He was simply telling him about his father's burial. Hey, I'm worried that my father won't fit his blues. The blues won't fit him. Kirk Carrier volunteered immediately. I'll give him mine. That's what Marines do. They're here tonight, and I honor you, Kirk. Proud to know you. We share a bond and love like no other.